And what I'm trying to say is we're trying to go into these conversations, these scenarios, these opportunities to talk with people, not to win, but to try to understand where they come from, understand their beliefs, understand why they are the way they are, right? We're not here to win an argument. We ain't here to try to win. So what's up, everybody? So part 3, right? We are talking about empathy. We're talking about empathy. And we're going to dive into the difference between sympathy and empathy and how we could use this and really dive into how we could speak and connect with other people and empathize with them. And not just sympathize, but empathize with those that we may never even been in their shoes. And show them respect. And not start thinking of a rebuttal while they're talking, but truly listening to what they are saying. Because we are not here to argue. We are here just to understand one another and have a great conversation and not just feel like we are being attacked or trying to attack other people. So welcome to part 3. Show empathy. Most people have heard of the word sympathy. Simply put, sympathy is when we have common feelings of sadness or pity for and with someone else. Empathy has similar beginnings as sympathy, but it's quite different. While sympathy suggests that you share the feelings of someone else because of a similar experience, empathy implies that you have the capacity to imagine the feelings someone else had, but you haven't actually felt them yourself. It's easy to sympathize with someone because we've walked through the same thing, but empathy requires a bit of work on our part. It's definitely not something most people grasp or do. But in order to navigate relationships with others with whom we don't see eye to eye, we have to work at this important quality. Listen with purpose. When we take the time to hear other people out, we value them by showing love and respect. As we truly listen to them, we can learn why they believe what they do. This helps us get a glimpse into their lives. As we're listening, it's unwise and shows immaturity to come up with our rebuttal while they're talking. It's important to truly listen and think about what you hear the person saying. Drafting our response while they're still talking is like preparing to debate them. The thing we want to look for in this kind of scenario is that the two people coming together value each other more than they care about being right. Consider the stance. Learning someone's reasons will help us see their view and keep us from judging too quickly. If someone shares the why behind why they believe in something you don't, consider the background they're sharing. People often land on their worldviews and stances because of their upbringing, which includes both positive and negative experiences. Maybe the two of you don't see eye to eye on the government aid to the less fortunate. When we allow ourselves to step into the world for even just a few minutes, we're less likely to be annoyed and show judgment. Empathy is a key component to a healthy relationship. Expressing it allows us to see the person for who they are, to understand a different point of view, and to ultimately represent Jesus well to those who don't know him. John 8. Jesus returned to the Mount of Olives, but early the next morning he was back again at the temple. A crowd soon gathered, and he sat down and taught them. As he was speaking, the teachers of religious law and Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in the act of adultery. They put her in front of the crowd. "Teacher," they said to Jesus, "this woman was caught in the act of adultery. The law of Moses says to stone her. What do you say?" They were trying to trap him into saying something they could use against him, but Jesus stooped down and wrote in the dust with his finger. They kept demanding an answer, so he stood up again and said, "All right, but let the one who has never sinned throw the first stone." He then stooped down again and wrote in the dust. When the accusers heard this, they slipped away one by one, beginning with the oldest until Only Jesus was left in the middle of the crowd with a woman. Then Jesus stood up again and said, "Woman, where are your accusers? Didn't even one of them condemn you?" "No, Lord," she said. And Jesus said, "Neither do I. Go and sin no more." See, now this one was powerful, right? And like I always knew the word empathy, I always knew the word sympathy. See, the crazy thing is, I knew there was a difference, but I really didn't truly understand it until reading and really diving into this devotional, right? See, a lot of times we can sympathize with people, right? Because we have been there, right? We have walked the same type of path or something similar, so we can sympathize with them. But when you have to empathize, you got to try to put yourself in their shoes and try to understand where they're coming from. And see, sometimes that could be hard. Sometimes that could be very, very difficult. And I understand that. That's why we're here to grow. That's why we're here to do the things that we probably thought we would never be able to do, and talk to people, conversate with people, connect with people on a whole new level, on a deeper level than what we were doing before, right? See, time and time again, we go through these scenarios, we meet these people, we have these conversations, and a lot of times we're already thinking of a rebuttal, right? We're like, oh, I'm about to say this, I already got it, I'm about to rebuttal this, and I'm gonna win this argument, right? I'm gonna win. That's our mindset in all of this. And what I'm trying to say is, we're trying to go into these conversations, these scenarios, these opportunities to talk with people, not to win, but to try to understand where they come from, understand their beliefs, understand why they are the way they are, right? We're not here to win an argument. We ain't here to try to win them on our side. If that happens through a great conversation of them understanding, empathizing with you, and you doing the same with them, great, awesome. But we are not here to try to argue back and forth. We're not here trying to win an argument. We're not trying to do any of that. We are simply trying to love those who disagree with us. Love those who we may even disagree with, right? Once they see you take the lead, there's a good chance that they will follow as well. It's not going to happen every single time, don't get me wrong, but that is the purpose of all this, is so we could get to that next level, so we could go and be able to connect with people on a whole other level, right? We're not here to try to debate people. I know a lot of people, they want to debate. Even with me, I'm like, cool, I ain't trying to debate. I ain't trying to win this argument. I ain't trying to get you to believe what I believe, and I ain't trying to jump to go and believe what you believe. But me, I'm always like, I'm open to it. I'm open to connecting with people. I'm open to hearing them out. And I'm open to these conversations to build new relationships, to build new friendships, to grow, to showcase my growth within communication with people, showcase my growth with just relational value. So that's why I'm trying to teach this, while I'm also trying to learn as well. Right? I'm not perfect at this. I'm learning along the way with each and every one of you. So that's why it's important. That's why we got to continue to speak with people, continue to build relations, continue to build these friendships and relationships with people, understand them, empathize with them. So hopefully you could take something that you learned from this one and carry it into the next conversation that you have, right? Amen to that. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you so much, more than you ever know. So, Crayon Rocket, our motto is be unique, be creative, be you. Why is this important? Because we were all created in the image of God. We were all perfectly and wonderfully made. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Share it, like it, subscribe. I would appreciate it. God bless.